Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Seattle Seahawks franchise. Today, we will be playing our wildcard matchup versus the Green Bay Packers as we have officially made the playoffs. And this episode will hopefully set up further episodes into the playoffs. If we end up losing, the next episode will be the complete off-season. And we're underway here in this game. I'm excited. Should be a fun one here in Green Bay. We're on the road for a cold playoff matchup as Sam Darnold leads us out. An 18-22 interception touchdown ratio is not looking too good. Here's Charbonnet, opening run. He will take it for 8. Charbonnet again now up the gut of the defense, has a first down. There is an injured Seahawk. It's going to be Connor McGovern, who was a later pickup. This a completion of Torrey Horton for 8. He has had a heck of a season, heck of a rookie season. And, you know, when you say heck of a season for a rookie, you also think of Elijah Arroyo this year. Here's Torrey Horton again, following an incompletion. He'll have a first down. Darnold off to a hot start. Hit as he threw incomplete, trying to go to Arroyo. Little spin move, getting it to Njigba for 7. Now Charbonnet up the middle on third down, finds 2. Torrey Horton down on the field. Seahawks settle for the field goal on 4th and 1. They'll drill it, so they take a 3-0 lead here in the wild card matchup. Green Bay has been dominant all season. They sit at 11-6, and those losses have all been pretty close losses. As Jordan Love, we look at his numbers: 28-8 touchdown interception ratio, a little bit better than Sam Darnold's. Here's the run for a yard. Josh Jacobs, a heck of a player, but this O-line is letting him down at times. It's a pretty good one, though. There's a big throw to Matthew Golden to move the chains. And this O-line strapped down by Zach Tom on that right side. He's a heck of a tackle, one of the best in the league at the right side position. Jordan Love has all the time of the day, eventually finds Christian Watson, who's going to run it in for a touchdown. Eminawari just blows by him trying to go for the huge hit. And that's a big touchdown for Green Bay as this place gets loud. Christian Watson walks in untouched. It wasn't the prettiest touchdown, but it was a touchdown. 7-0 Green Bay. What a start to this wild card game for both these teams. I don't think either side can complain so far. Kickoff is going to be returned up past the 30. Brashard Smith to the 39. Now for playoff games, it's going to be really uncut. I'm not going to skip any plays. At least we'll try it out for this one. Here's Arroyo. Quick completion, first down. And so far, we've relied on our 2 rookies who have had really good seasons. Charbonnet takes it for 2. Now in motion, they'll give it back to him. He'll get to the 2nd level, eventually the 3rd level, and has a big first down. Already 29 yards on 5 carries for him. Arroyo in motion. And that is read all the way. Devontae Wyatt with the sack. As Charbonnet takes this one, what a run. He has had some really good blocking so far, and he's a physical runner that can really do his thing. 2nd and 10 now. Darnold looking over the middle of the field, but he's dragged down as he threw it, trying to go to Jackson Smith and Njigba. Cup here now on 3rd and 10, hauls it in. 4th and 1, decision-making time. They're going to go for it. Charbonnet is going to get it. A scary moment in the backfield there, but Charbonnet did eventually get it. Now on 1st and goal, he takes it for a couple. 2nd and goal from the 5. Of course, need a touchdown. Cannot pick up a first. So Charbonnet in motion. Blitz coming. He gets rid of it. It's dropped by JSN after a really nice throw, but there's a flag down And it's going to be pass interference on Nate Hobbs, so it'll move them down to the 1-yard line, 1st and goal. This is really a hard spot to score in, though, as Charbonnet is stuffed and loses a yard. 1st and goal, really anything on the 1-yard line is tough. Here's Brashard Smith. He gets stuffed and he loses a yard. Now Dowdle going to be inches shy. They'll go back to Dowdle on 4th down without even a thought. Dowdle's in. Touchdown, Seahawks. As he elevates up to the goalpost after. Need to be careful not to get a flag in this big of a game, but Seattle off to a good start. 2 drives, 10 points to show for it, as the extra point is good. And that was a 62-yard, 14-play drive that nearly took 5 whole minutes. So, I mean, that just shows how effective they are, and Green Bay is going to have to revitalize that defense. 5 of 5 today on that opening drive, 77 yards and a touchdown for Love. Here's the run to Jacobs, who has a nice run, absolutely runs over him and Worry. Now Jacobs again, this time stuffed by DeMarcus Lawrence. 2nd and 12. And DeMarcus Lawrence knows a lot about Green Bay, a former Cowboy. This one caught by Romeo Doubs down to the 48. 3rd and 4, Love looking to throw. Love, that's deflected by Seattle. Heck of a play by Nwosu there, who doesn't see the field a whole lot, but the veteran presence. And they're going for it on 4th down. That's going to look short, but he's going to get it somehow, some way. Romeo Doubs by the inches. That one's broken up, but by literal centimeters, Doubs gets that first. 2nd and 10 now. Love throwing to Jacobs. He stiff arms Tyrese Knight like Tyrese Knight was a little baby, and he's down to the 34, sets up 3rd and 1. Jacobs the back. It's going to be a sneak, and Jordan Love gets it. And seems like every year more and more teams run those types of sneaks. Here, Jacobs finds 4, a powerful run there for him. 2nd and 6 now, play action. It's caught. Romeo Doubs breaks the tackle and is down to the 17. Love over 100 yards passing as Jacobs tries to find the edge, but Nwosu tackles him for a loss. 2nd and 12. Again, he's been great today. Love stepping up. Had an open Matthew Golden to potentially score, but he just throws it away instead. 3rd and 12. This one caught. Matthew Golden, touchdown. There's a flag, but it's looking like it's on Seattle. So the touchdown will stand. And we will see what the call is. They're showing Byron Murphy. It's going to be a roughing the passer call. So that will be declined. And the Matthew Golden touchdown stands. I mean, we are being treated to a heck of a game today. 4 drives between these two teams. 4 different scores. And 4 of those scores, 3 of those 4 have been touchdowns. Here's the return to the 25 by Nehemiah Pritchett. Charbonnet, 10 carries, 52 yards. And a guy that is going to be a focus that this defense needs to stop. He takes that for a yard as we dip under the 5-minute mark. In motion is Brashard Smith. They'll go to him. It's a screen, but it is well read by Williams. It'll set up 3rd and 9. This time it's going to be a misfire to Cup. He might have been getting grabbed, but they do say if it's not called, then it was clean. So there you go. This return, not much, but he did do a good job of a second effort. Matthew Golden today has been targeted 3 times, hauled all of those targets in for 44 yards and the score. And on that throwaway, he was open too, so wouldn't have changed much. That's a quick one to Doubs. He's been great today, Romeo Doubs. We'll go back to Doubs, and he'll haul it in for 6. This defensive line shifting a bit now. Love looking to throw on 2nd and 4. Finds Matthew Golden. for a nice quick completion. 1st and 10 on Seattle's 41. They'll give it to Josh Jacobs. He'll get to the outside. He'll find 3. Love now looking to throw. Finds Jaden Reed for his first catch. Welcome to the game. That'll bring us down to the 2-minute warning. 10-14. Seattle trailing the Packers in a good game so far. Down goes Love. It's going to be a Isaiah Simmons sack, who was a later pickup for us, and he has had a heck of a year. 1:20 to play. We're going to get a shot to go down and score in the crunch time of the first half here. Charbonnet, a nice run. He gets to the edge, a little beat up, but he finds 9 there. 2nd and 1. Smith the back. They'll go to Cup on the outside. He high points that and hauls it in. If there's anything that's not going to go with age for Cooper Kupp, it's the body control that he has. That just kind of comes naturally to guys. There's MVS for 7, filling in for the injured Torrey Horton. Maybe not injured, but more so beat up. 3rd and 3, following the incompletion. It'll be caught. Arroyo tackled at the spot of the catch. It's 1st down regardless. This one to Smith for a nice gain. Timeout, Seattle. They have 1 left, under 30 to play now. Darnold is going to get a yard, but he maybe should have just let it rip. With 2 seconds left, they tried to hurry one more play in, but they'll have to take a timeout. The field goal up and good, and we will head into halftime with a close game, 14-13. Green Bay has the lead over Seattle, and Green Bay has looked very good on both sides of the ball. Their defense has given up points, but Seattle's had to work for it. While on the flip side, I feel like Green Bay's offense has scored easily. Other playoff action, there's J.K. Dobbins running that one in for the score. 24-3 the final. Cam Ward eliminated in his first ever playoffs. Bucks Lions, this is a good one of, a Lions team that maybe a worse record than their roster should show. That's a one-handed snag. It's 13-7. Your final. The Bucks get upset, and Baker Mayfield, a many players MVP out. So the winner of this one will be taking on, it seems that is undecided, but right now in this game, it's been close, but I'll tell you, the score doesn't really show the full story. Green Bay has looked a lot more sound defensively. I think that's going to be the deciding factor. Their offense can score with ease right now. They just haven't had the football all that much. So we'll start with it in the second half here, and up by 1, they're looking to extend that. Seattle's defense has got to settle in and get some stops, because this is a Green Bay team that can score quickly. They have a lot of deep threats. You always joke they have a lot of wide receiver 2s, but all of those wide receiver 2s are deep threats, it feels like. Here's Josh Jacobs' opening run. He has an easy 15-20. Quick one to Tucker Kraft. His first catch of the game. He finds 6. If they want to get him involved, they can. He can really play ball. They're going to try to go back to Kraft, but it looks like a miscommunication on the route. A little designed pump fake. Romeo Doubs going to be inches shy of the first, and they're going to go for this in enemy territory. It's a read option. He should have handed it off. He'll be stuffed. Seahawks take over on the 49. Darnold now looking to throw. Finds Charbonnet. He was unable to make a man miss. That's Xavier McKinney hauling him down. Darnold now looking. Will find JSN, but it's broken up. Heck of a play. This is an underrated DB group. Darnold now going to throw one up to Arroyo. Not even close to him. It's intercepted. Talking about underrated DBs, there you go. Nate Hobbs goes up and gets it. Heck of a play by the former Raiders cornerback now on the Packers, has had a all right season, but that's an interception he didn't have to work very hard for. Going up and getting it is harder than it looks, though. Here's Jaden Reed hauled down following the interception, 2nd and 11. Love looking to throw. He zips it in. It popped up in the air. Should have been intercepted. And that would have been huge for Seattle, momentum-wise, and to erase the mistake. In a game with very few, you can't make them, but they will force the punt. So all is well that ends well. Can't really say that until the final score and the clock hits 0. Here's Brashard Smith on the return. He has a nice return, spinning up to the 32. They brought him in to be special teams, a special teams guy. He has made an impact on the offense, though, as well, as a bonus. Maybe once teams figure him out, he won't be as effective because he really relies on his speed. But as of right now, he is really playing well. Here's a last-second throw by Darnold to JSN. It's caught for the first. Dowdle now, no gain. He has been up and down since they signed him. Here's a screen to him. He'll lose 3. Darnold should have just thrown that one to the dirt, it would seem. Pump fake from Darnold. He's going to be sacked. Ball comes out. No one steps on it. Darnold eventually recovers his own fumble. But that was a huge mistake that nearly could have just pretty much given Green Bay all the momentum. They still got a lot, though. Check down. Josh Jacobs holds it in for 4. 2nd and 6. Jacobs really getting the lead of the volume. I don't know if I've seen another back. Love looking to run for it. He'll just take a yard. Maybe not worth the hit, but this is playoff football. He doesn't care. Quick one. Tucker Kraft again. Kobe Bryant versus Tucker Kraft. That's just a huge size mismatch, and Jordan Love took advantage of that. There's another. That's the second, maybe even third time today. It just feels like they had a miscue on the route. They've got to figure that out. This is not. Oh, deep shot. Romeo Doubs tracks it in, and he just burnt one of the fastest players in the league, Devon Witherspoon. Not quite as fast as his counterpart in Tariq Woolen, but he has some blazing speed, and Romeo Doubs just cooked him. It's not often you see deep shots like that on just a straight go route. Speed kills, though, and Romeo Doubs hauls that one in. He's had a heck of a game. 21-13 Green Bay following that touchdown. What a performance so far. Smith on the return here. He has it up to the 27. Now Darnold, read option, loses it. It's picked up by Dowdle. 2nd time. They've lost it in the backfield and recovered by the grace of God. Somehow. Quick completion for 6 to his tight end. Now on 3rd and 11, he needs everything. He will get it, but it's broken up. JSN had the first down, couldn't track it in. And those are the passes you've got to haul in if you want to make a lasting legacy. 1st and 10 here. Caught for a yard. 2nd and 9. Jordan Love is playing some of his best football all year, as he is hit hard as he threw. Nick Amenwari, the rookie, playing at way higher than a rookie level. This one lobbed up. It should have been intercepted. Trying to go to Matthew Golden. Said they'll punt, but that's the second time today that Jordan Love gets bailed out on a really dumb throw. Both times ended up in a punt anyways, but the field position is just so different. Here's a little jet sweep. It's shut down for a loss of 4. Those really never work for us. This one will be caught. No, it's dropped by Barner. A.J. Barner. This one, deep shot, just not even in catchable range. 4th and 14, here's the punt. As we hit the 4th quarter, under 10 to go as we enter the 4th here. And Jacobs takes this for 7. This is when they really need to score to make this more than one score game. Here goes Josh Jacobs. He runs a man over. That's Nick Emenwari. The size is just not fair there, and Josh Jacobs takes it for quite a bit. This one lasered into Dobbs. He kind of let him into a hit, but that's what the Guardian cap is for. He absorbs it. It's a nice gain. 2-yard gain to his man right there, Jaden Reed. Now the read option. Last time he ran this, he did not get the 4th and inches. This time he gets about 8, and that will be a quarterback sneak for the second time today, moving the chains on 3rd and inches. Love now, 1st and 8, or 1st and goal from the 8. He's going to go end zone, caught. Romeo Dobbs, touchdown. It was pretty close, but they're going to say he's in. But since all scoring plays are reviewed, it's especially held with a different magnitude here in the playoffs. This touchdown certainly could decide the game. They'll check it out, and that was, he had 3 feet in, a knee, a thigh. He had everything in that you could have in. So that's a touchdown, no doubt. Extra point to make it a 15-point game is right down the middle. And Emenwari injured on the play. That could be a huge loss as we near the end of this game. Returned by Pritchett. He's blown up at the 24. You're probably only going to have 1 or 2 more opportunities if you're Seattle, so this is a must-score drive, in my opinion. The playoffs are not forgiving. Throw over the middle. Charbonnet wide open to haul it in. That's a nice play by Darnold. Darnold now on 1st and 10, looking. It's a misfire. Had an open guy, but he just couldn't fit it in. And that's a rough thing to have to walk back on after. Here's Kupp, spun down at the 40. It's a nice catch. Absorbed the contact. Charbonnet on blitz, pickup duty, trying to find an open man. Horton back in the game. He tries to elevate. He's blown up and is probably out again. But he came in for a huge catch. Charbonnet sent to the outside now. They'll go underneath to him. Nice juke move. He'll find 9. This one, a quick one to MVS. Spin move. He is blown up. Heck of a hit there. That's a just blatant misfire. And he is having a rough go. Charbonnet in motion. 2nd and 10. This one intercepted. It's going to be ran back to the 31 of Packer territory. That might be the dagger. There's still time, but not much. Jacobs finds nothing. It'll be a quick one. They'll throw it incomplete. So they're trying to hand this ball right back to Seattle. What are they doing? This is another just misfire. 4th and 10, they'll punt. Seattle gets bailed out following the pick, which, they've been bailed out countless times for not getting the interception. Now they're getting bailed out for throwing one on the offensive side. This one to Arroyo, caught for 5. Darnold now looking. Darnold has all the time in the world, but that's because everyone's in coverage, and it's knocked out last second by Green Bay. That should have been a catch, really. 3rd and 5. He will hit the check down a little too late, and he runs out of bounds. 4th and 12, game on the line. He's just going to throw one up. Hope he draws a PI, and it's broken up. That should be the official dagger. Anything can happen, obviously, but time is just, it's running out. 2nd and 6 here. He'll hit Dobbs for a couple. 3rd and 3, under 2 minutes to go. Seattle will not use timeouts yet. I'm sure they'll use them just in hopes that, maybe they'll fumble on the 1 or something. As Jacobs finds 6, they use the timeout. 1:14 to go. It's really just relying on forcing that football out. Jacobs here, shifting through traffic, loses a yard. Timeout, Seattle. Even a field goal would fully end this game, so I'm sure Green Bay will be as conservative as possible. They'll throw a little screen to Golden. He finds 3. Timeout, Seattle. Over a minute to play still, but this field goal makes it a 3-possession game. making it pretty much impossible. So Seattle, one last hurrah for the sake of pride, but this one is all but over. Well, yeah, I mean, it's over, but that one nearly caught off the tip. Under a minute to go now. Darnold looking to Dowdle. It's broken up. And that play right there really just emphasizes how this has gone. He's finding guys, and they're just not calling it in. Here's JSN fighting for the first down. I guess he's thinking, we're going to lose. I might as well boost my stats. That one thrown into double coverage, trying to draw a flag or something. No good. This one to Cup. He'll run out at the 40. 3rd and 4, 22 to play. Clock stopped, of course, but now it will tick. Anything thrown in bounds, they can't stop the clock. So 4th and 4. This will fully end it if they don't get it here. It's going to be caught by Charbonnet, but time is out. They will throw one last Hail Mary, but no matter what happens here, the Green Bay Packers will be moving on as it falls shy of the end zone. Knocked down. Seattle is eliminated. And Jordan Love, Josh Jacobs, they lead their guys to the next round. As we take a look at the stats, Sam Darnold just didn't show up really. 2 picks, no touchdowns. Jordan Love, 280 for 4, 71% completion. Charbonnet and Jacobs were both really effective. Dobbs just had a heck of a game. Golden, Christian Watson, 1 catch, but it was at the very start for a big 40-yard gain. Our receivers really did nothing. Isaiah Simmons was the lone bright spot, but he's going to be 28 going into next year. You know, how much longer does he have, and will we re-sign him? But moving on to the rest of the playoffs, Chiefs will face the Bills, Broncos will face the Jags, Rams will face the Lions, and the Packers will take on the Philadelphia Eagles. And we'll go ahead and advance and send through these playoffs one by one. It'll be Bills, Jaguars, Rams, Packers. So we're potentially losing the Super Bowl champions. You can't be too mad at that. 2 1 seeds, both still in it. And the Bills and the Rams, the 2 1 seeds, will be headed to the Super Bowl. As we take a look at the Pro Bowl rosters, really just going to point out Seattle Seahawks. Elijah Arroyo in there at tight end 1. That's a pretty big honor your rookie year. He certainly was our best player, I think, around the clock. Other players, Byron Murphy in there at defensive tackle. And, I mean, we really had Julian Love in there as well. He had a really good year. He's underrated, but... So a couple Pro Bowlers, a couple guys that I felt should have got it that didn't. I think if Leonard Williams didn't get injured, he would have gotten it. But your 2025 Super Bowl champions are the Los Angeles Rams. Matthew Stafford wins MVP of the Super Bowl. Mahomes is your league MVP. And you saw your other awards there in the bottom right. The next mock draft is out. We will officially have, as we build suspense here, the number 19 pick. They're projecting us to take a tight end. Not sure if they got the memo, but we just had the number 1 tight end in the NFC, so we probably won't be doing that. Retirements here. There are some pretty big names. I'm going to point out our guys: Austin Eckler, Jaron Reed, Eric Saubert, all retired. And, I mean, there are a lot of big names here in retirement. Geno Smith is done, which is kind of crazy to me. Tyrod Taylor, a legendary backup, is done. I remember when he had his issues with his punctured, lungs, and then, I don't know, he had so many injuries. But Deion Dawkins, I feel like, retired way earlier than I would have assumed. Jonathan Hankins, a guy that was on the team for a bit, is done. But here is the look at the season stats. At quarterback, it was just rough. We had a lot of figuring out to do, and I mean, if you thought we were going to make a run in the playoffs, you would have been the minority. He was sacked 21 times. He threw one more than that amount of interceptions at 22, 18 touchdowns, only 3,200 yards. You combine all of our quarterback's yardage, it doesn't even hit 4K. Charbonnet, 676, 6 touchdowns. He wasn't the lead back for most of the year, so I'd say he had a pretty good year. Dowdle came in and was effective. Darnold was effective as a runner. Brashard Smith had a really good little stunt with us. Jalen Milroe, of course, in his 4 games played, over 100 yards rushing. But, and Jigba trying to get him going on the quick passes and stuff. Elijah Arroyo, we had no one eclipse 1,000, but he was our lead receiver with 2 touchdowns there. Kupp, Horton, and Jigba all had 5 touchdowns, and we're right around that 600 to 700 receiving yard mark. Charbonnet, very effective as a pass catcher. I do believe he will effectively eclipse over 1,000 all-purpose yards. I'd say Gray Zabel was probably our best lineman, played the most snaps to least sacks allowed ratio. Abraham Lucas wasn't too great. I think Charles Cross played pretty well. It's hard not to give up sacks as a tackle in general. And, I mean, we just had some pretty up and down play there. Emanwari and Woolen were our top 2 tacklers, and when you have 2 guys go over 100, that's a pretty good look. 24 TFLs for Hall and Lawrence. Maffei had 20. Murphy, Williams, 18. Murphy also had 11.5 sacks. He was our only double-digit sack player, but we also had 8 from Hall, 7.5 from Lawrence, 6 from Williams, and the list continues. We had a lot of guys get sacks. Interceptions-wise, Love and Woolen tied for 3. Emanwari, Jones, and Bryant with 2, and O'Connell and Witherspoon each had 1. Deflections-wise, Woolen ran away with that. I would say he was our best corner this year. In terms of stats, I think Devon Witherspoon played a lot better. Well, not a lot better, but he played just as good, if not better. And Nick Emanwari led us in snaps played as a rookie, Woolen a close second. But Emanwari's value was huge. Jason Myers was a good kicker, but I'll tell you, in Madden, kickers are very replaceable. In real life, I think if you find one that's consistent, it's hard to find people that are consistent, like consistent as in they literally don't miss in big moments and stuff. Michael Dixon was a good punter, but again, very replaceable as well. Kick return wise, Nehemiah Pritchett certainly got the crown there with that touchdown early in the year. Brashard Smith came in at punt return and took over, and I thought he played pretty well. And as we look at stats around the league, Matthew Stafford led the NFL in passing yards. A lot of guys go over 4,000, including Jackson Dart, by the way. It's very interesting to see. Touchdowns-wise, Stafford, Allen, Mahomes all tied for that crown at 39. Stafford, of course, having probably the best year of his career, winning Super Bowl MVP, winning the Super Bowl. That's his second with the Rams. You see Darnold led the league in interceptions, and it's no surprise Josh Jacobs ran all over us. He was second in the league in rush yards. A lot of 1,000-yard rushers, which is always good to see for the NFL. And Charbonnet in that top 30 at least. Kenneth Walker, old friend, 530. But I think a full year as the lead back in Kansas City next year, we'll get to see his true numbers shine. And fumbles, Cam Ward, Chuba Hubbard led the league in those. Puka Nacua, 1,700 receiving yards. Jamar Chase with 1,500. Ray McLeod with 1,300. And a lot of guys above that 1,100 and even 1,000-yard mark. It was a good year to be a receiver, I'll tell you that much. Touchdowns-wise, Ray McLeod wins that. Nacua and Rice tied in second, with Devontae Smith tied in, or just in third or fourth, depending on how you look at it. Puka led in run after catch. Orlando Brown and Cornelius Lucas led in sacks allowed. Josie Jewell wins the tackle crown. Micah Parsons led in sacks and TFLs. Marlon Humphrey leads in interceptions. Tariq Woolen leads in deflections. But that will do it for this episode. In the next one, we will go through the entire offseason. I'll catch you then. Peace.